Good morning, children, and Sairam. Today, I welcome you all in Social and Political Life class. Children, as you all know, according to new CBSE guidelines, this year many chapters are deducted in your syllabus. So, in Social and Political Life book, third chapter is also deducted. That means third chapter is not a part of your curriculum this year. That's why after second chapter we are going to start chapter 4th. So in this video we are going to start fourth chapter, that is growing up as boys and girls. So this is a very basic chapter that talks about gender discrimination and how things have been in India and across the world. So basically the main idea of this chapter to understand how inequality exists in our country and there is a kind of a power relation that build up. So children, as we know that being a boy or a girl is a very important part of one's identity. We all grown in society. Society teaches what kind of behavior acceptable for boys and girls, what boys and girls can or cannot do. So we often thinking that all these things are same everywhere. All the society look at the boys and girls in the same way. We will also look at how different roles assigned to boys and girls prepare them for their future. Roles as men and women. Now the role women play, the work they do, usually valued less than the role men play and the work they do. So in this chapter we try to find out the answer of these questions. This chapter will also examine how inequality between men and women emerged in the area of work. So let's first understand what is gender. So the word gender refers to the different values, attitudes, behavior that attach to the roles of males and females by different social and cultural groups. Gender as a term refers to the differentiation or varying attitude between persons on the basis of sex. Now there are two kinds of differences between men and women, that is sex and gender, right? Now sex basically signifies that physically and biological difference between men and women, which is a natural phenomena, right? But on the other hand, gender refers to social constructed difference between men and women. So this idea further give a way of exploitation and discrimination against women. Is it clear? Okay. Now let's start with the two case study. First is the Samoan Island, second one is the Madhya Pradesh. Basically these two case studies show how girls and women brought up or socialized differently. This enables you to understand the process of socialization is not uniform. Instead, it is social determined and changes continuously over a time. So let's start with the first case study. Growing up in Samoan in the 1920s. So first of all, Samoan Island are one of the large group of small islands in the southern part of Pacific Ocean, right? Where it is a southern part of the Pacific Ocean. Now, in 1920s, according to the research report on Samoan society, children do not go to school. Basically, they learned many things such as how to take care of children or do household work from older children and from adult. Right. Second thing is fishing. fishing was a very important activity on the island. Now, as soon as baby could walk, when the babies started walking on own, they were left under the care of their older brothers and sister. So both boys and girls looked after their younger siblings. But by the time of a boy was about 9 years, he joined the older boys in the learning outdoor jobs like fishing and planting coconut. But however, girls had to continue looking after small children or do other works till they were teenagers. So when girls became teenager, that is the 14 years of age, they were allowed. Just note down this point, in Samoil Island, when girls became teenager, that is 14 years of age, that time they were allowed more freedom, as they could then go for fishing and plantation activities or help their mother in cooking, etc. Now, next example, growing up male in Madhya Pradesh in the 1960s. So basically in Madhya Pradesh, from class 6th onwards, boys and girls went to separate schools. Girls' school had a central courtyard where they played in and safety from the outside world. But the boys' school had no such courtyard, and their playground was just a big space attached to the school. In Madhya Pradesh, the girl always went in groups because they also carried a fear of being teased, attacked. In Madhya Pradesh, basically both boys and girls, they had a different outlook. Both men and women, they do equal work, but they did not get the equal valued. So after reading these two case studies, Samoin Island and Madhya Pradesh, we realize that there are many different ways of growing up. But often we think that there only is one way in which children grow up. This is because we are most familiar with our own experience. If we talk to elders of our family, we will see that their childhood is probably very different from ours. We also realize that society make clear distinction between the boys and girls, and this begin from a very early age. So where this start? This begins, as I said, this begins from a very young age. Like for example, given different toys to play with. Like boys are always given car and girls dolls. So both toys can be a lot of fun to play with. But why are girls then given dolls and boys car? Basically, toys become a way of telling children that they will have different future when they become men and women. If we think about it, so this difference is created in the smallest and most everyday things. How girls must dress, what games boys should play, how girls need to talk softly or boys need to be tough. All these are way of telling children that they have specific roles to play when they grow up to be men and women. So later in life, this affects the subject we can study or the careers we can choose. So in most societies, including our own, the roles men and women play or the work they do are not valued equally. Men and women do not have the same status. Next topic is valuing housework. So many women work in office and many only do household work. So if we talk about in India, not only in India actually, across the world, the main responsibility for housework and caregiving tasks like looking after their families, looking after their children, especially elderly and sick member, lies with women. All these tasks, housework and caregiving tasks, done or carried by the woman alone. But still, the work women do within home is not recognized as work. It is assumed that this comes naturally to the woman and it's never paid. Women do not get paid for this work. Even society disvalue this work. No proper recognition is given to them. So, valuing housework is a very important element which needs to be propagated in society. Okay, now the next topic is domestic worker. Now let's talk about the domestic workers. So basically domestic workers perform lots of tasks like washing clothes, cleaning, sweeping, looking after their children. So basically, did you notice that, children? Most of the domestic workers are women, and sometimes even young boys and girls also do the same work. So all these housework involves many different tasks. Number of these tasks require heavy physical work in both rural and urban areas. Like women and girls fetch water, carry heavy loads of firewood, perform these tasks like washing clothes, cleaning, sweeping, picking up loads, required bending, lifting and carrying. So the work they do, it's very hard and physical demanding, and it is also a very time consuming. But their wages are very low, as domestic worker does not have much value. Despite all the hard work, the employers do not show them much respect. Okay, now, so children, as you can see, household and caregiving task is not an individual or family matter. It is a part of larger system of inequalities between men and women. And as we know that, like, equality is a very important principle of our constitution, and our constitution says that being a man and woman should not become a reason for discrimination. So the government is therefore committed to understanding the reason for this and taking many positive steps to remedy the situation. Basically, for example, they recognize that the household work and the caregiving tasks completely fall on women. This naturally has an impact whether girls can attend school. It also determines whether women work outside the home or what kind of job and careers they have. So the government takes steps, many initiative steps. They set up Anganwadis. Anganwadis, that means child care centers in several villages, right? Anganwadis, that means child care centers in several villages. So government set up many Anganwadis in several villages. And for that, government also had passed law to make it mandatory for organizations that have more than 30 women employed for Krichi facility. So basically, proper of the Krichi helped many women to take up employment outside the home, and it also make it possible for more girls to attend school. So all these are the initiative steps taken by the government to improve the situation. Now, second thing is, let's understand the meaning of the double burden. Many women nowadays, basically they work both inside and outside the home. As we know that, like today, many women, they also work in office and they also do household work. So many women nowadays work both inside and outside the home, and this is often referred to as the double burden. So basically, women bear this double burden very skillfully and efficiently. So all these are the initiatives, basically, like government set up Anganwadis, and it also promoted education for girls. These initiative steps taken by the government to improve this situation. So here is the kind of case study that talks about number of unpaid hours per week and number of paid hours per week of men and women. So you have two different case study, Haryana and Tamil Nadu. So as you can see here, number of unpaid housework hours for men in Haryana only 2 hours, right? In contrast to female, which is about 30 hours. Then second is Tamil Nadu. Number of unpaid housework hours per week for men only 4 hours, and in contrast to female, which is about 35 hours. So that's the amount of work that is being done, which is completely neglected by the society. So this is the main idea of the chapter, is to bring those into the notice. Now after that, next topic is women's work and equality. So through this chapter, we just trying to spread the awareness among the society and to remove this kind of discrimination and inequalities that exist in society. So here your chapter 4 is also completed. Now quiz time. So let's start. First question is, many domestic workers. Domestic workers are usually, options are women, boys and men. So answer is women. Yes, many domestic workers are usually women. Second question is, the government has set up Anganwadis in several villages, right? Now these are, first option is adult education center, second option yoga centers, and the third option is child care center. So these Anganwadis are child care center. So option C, child care center. Now next question is question number 3. Caregiving tasks are associated with. Options are women and second option is men. So caregiving tasks are associated with men or women? Yes, option A. Caregiving tasks are associated with women. Now the fourth question is, the wages of domestic workers, right? The wages of domestic workers are dash. So the wages of domestic workers are very low. The last question is, our constitution says that being male or female should not become a reason for discrimination, right? Clear? Our constitution says that being male or female should not become a reason for discrimination. So children, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.